You are watching Ballin VA Podcast, sponsored by Transitions Empowerment. And here are your hosts, Larry, Merritt, and Wube Gabre.
Welcome to another episode of Ballin VA. Man, listen to this, man. I've been waiting for this interview for a long time. And I mean, this is a pleasure, honor, and we humbled that we got my man finally on the podcast, man. He's a Richmond, Virginia native. He was the 1999 Times-Dispatch Metro Player of the Year. He was a 3-year starter at Virginia Union. He was in 2005, his team won a Division II National Championship. I'm talking about Virginia Union. He was a 2-time all-conference pick. He was a 2-time, I want all the kids to listen to this, he was a 2-time all-CIAA Scholar Athlete of the Year. Hit the books and the court, bro. Yes, sir. He was.
What high school he came from again?
He came from George Wythe High School, man, Richmond, Virginia. He's the all-time leader in assists and steals, and he led the nation for 2 years in that category in steals. He scored over 1,000 points in his career. He was an assistant coach for Union for 2 years before becoming the head coach at age 30. He is right now the director of development. He's doing good things. He coached AAU. He coached high school. He played a little pro ball. He crossed me up at the ODU Fieldhouse back in the day. We're going to talk about later because his brother went to ODU with me, man. Listen, bro, it's an honor, man, to welcome Luqman Jaaber on our show, man, on Ballin VA, man. Luke, man, we appreciate your time, brother.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Luke, you know I got to say it one time, man. I don't know if you like it, but I got to say it. I got to talk like Mac. The stabber.
You got to throw that in there, bro.
Luqman Jaaber, the stabber.
Yeah, man.
That name was so good that my son uses it. You know,
there you go. You got to keep
that's
his
video
game
game
bro.
tag.
Yeah. You got to keep that going.
Yeah, man. But yeah, thanks for having me, man. This is
Appreciate it.
It makes me feel pretty good, man. I don't usually, jump into opportunities like that. I'm really kind of low key, laid back, and really just about the work. You know what I mean? The work that I'm involved in, the work in the community, the work in the gym. Just trying to help elevate people, and help them, go further than I did. You know what I mean? So this is cool, man. I appreciate it.
But before we talk, man, listen, man, you did your thing while you were on the court, but we want to go back where it all started, Luke, man. Where did it all begin for you, man? In Richmond, Virginia, what was the blueprint for your success in terms of where it started in Richmond?
So actually, I was born in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Brooklyn, New York. We moved to the South probably when I was like going into elementary school, kindergarten. But my family, my mom and dad, they're from North Carolina.
Okay.
But we, took some roots up in the North. My grandfather was up there, so he was in Jersey, and like aunts, uncles, all of that. New York to North Carolina. That's kind of like our pipeline. Okay. So we actually moved to Charlotte. So I went to elementary school in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I started playing basketball.
Okay.
I can remember we lived across the street from the park in New York. So I can remember just going over there as, 4 or 5-year-old and just sitting there, watching them hoop, chain links on for the nets.
Yeah. That's back in the day.
And then they're like just playing handball, you know what I mean? In the background. So I always can see that memory of just sitting there watching people hoop and playing handball. But growing up, man, it was a lot of us, right? It was a lot of us. And the house was just ultra competitive, period. So football, basketball, baseball, stickball, whatever you want, you know what I mean? Flipping coins. It was just competitive. Monopoly, Uno, everything leaded to a fight. So
that's how it goes. Yes, sir.
I started out in Charlotte, like really playing Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. And I just kind of had, really, I wasn't very good. I just was ultra competitive. So every day I came in the office, I just wanted to get better and better because I wanted to I didn't want to beat you. I wanted to destroy you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want you to think that tomorrow you can get me. You know what I mean? So that was kind of my mentality, to win to the point where they're like, okay, I'm not messing with this guy. You know, this is serious. So I started with the boys club. So I actually, my first tried out for an AAU team.
Okay.
They were the Supersonics, Charlotte Supersonics.
Okay.
And, you know, all the guys I played rec against and stuff like that, trying out. So all the top guys, this was going to be like the premier team for 5th grade, you know what I mean? And got all the way to the last tryout, and I got cut.
Wow.
And it was like, yeah, it was like, wow, because, you know, I had a great, you know, series a day. They don't do it like they do now, man. You know, we had to go like 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
You had a number. They call your number. You good. They don't call it.
You sitting down.
Try harder.
Right.
That's right.
But, you know, this is like, that was a moment that changed me, because I saw 2 guys came to that tryout that hadn't been to any other tryout. And both of those guys made the team.
Wow. Really?
So I experienced politics and basketball at an early age. So it's a lesson in that, and it keeps resurfacing just kind of throughout my basketball career. So, you know, that didn't happen. I cried like a baby. I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, this can't be life right now. And then next week, you know, my mom set up another workout with another team, Charlotte Royals. Coach Reggie Wilson, man, took me in, and I actually ended up playing up my first year at AAU basketball. Started point guard, and I was, you know, I mean, I did what I did. I didn't lose anything from playing up, but it was a great opportunity. And of course, going into the summer, the team was calling me, trying to get me to come and play for them now. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they want you to play for them.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, they did everything. They sold me everything, and I was almost there. And you know, just loyalty, man. You know, the people that take chances on you, that believe in you, that give you opportunities, that means something to me.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I stayed, and I mean, I think it worked out in the long run, because again, these lessons right here resurface, you know, in different situations later in my life, and just having the confidence to make those decisions is you know, that's key, man, to success right there. Capitalizing off your experiences. So, you know, I played one more year at AAU there, then we moved to Richmond. So I came to Richmond, 6th grade. The way I integrated myself into the city was through basketball. So when we moved, it was kind of like middle of the night, get up, let's go. And as a young kid, you're like, what's going on, right?
Right.
Like, get up. I mean, we just tossing our stuff in bags and we rolling out. You know what I mean?
You ain't asking no questions. You just hopping in there, you know?
I mean, there's nothing I can do. I'm 10, 11 years old. Like,
right.
What can I do about that? And
right.
It was a challenging moment for not just for me, but just for the family in itself, and just picking up and going and stretching out and doing something different with our lives. So when we moved here, we stayed in the Super 8 for like a month, man, you know, till we, you know, tried to find a place, you know, for everybody, you know. We stayed at the one off West Broad Street, and then we also stayed off the one on Midlothian across from the bowling.
Man, that's some public times, boy.
So we would, you know, my brother, you know, they had, you know, he's older, so they had a little money. So we go over to the bowling alley and stuff like that. You know, work on our bowling skills in between time. But we had a family friend here, and she stayed over on 30th and Midlothian.
Yeah.
All right. So Fonticello Park was the first park I went out, hooped at.
Okay.
And, I mean, like, it was crazy. I mean, they had all the courts jumping.
You know it.
I mean, that was an easy way. Like, we out there hooping, me, Yusuf, everybody. We out there hooping. So, like, it was like, oh, man, who these guys?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you move to Richmond and you don't know nobody, you just can't be moving any type of way.
Right.
So, you know, like, that was a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That was a safe space. And we met people and we networked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, we hooping over here. We're going to be at Swansboro this day. You know what I mean? We're going to be at Reed this day. So just started developing a little network of people just so you can move around the city and be just good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. That was a cool summer. I learned a lot. Spent a lot of time developing my game. My OG, Telly
Owens.
That's my man.
Oh, so, man. I went to school with Telly.
When I met him, right? So we end up moving 36 Stockton.
Okay.
So that's what we settled in at right there. And Swansboro's right down the street. So we would go down there. First time I seen this dude hoop, right? He had all black on.
That's Telly.
Neon green socks.
That's Telly.
With like some black Harachis on or something.
Yeah, he had to be fresh to death when he
with
played.
The sock, with the neon green shoestrings.
He has to be fresh. Oh,
I'm like
he came to Kennedy.
I've never seen nobody like this dude. You know what I mean? Because I'm still young in the game, but I'm like, he going left lane, he going right lane.
He was quick too.
Smooth.
Yeah.
And I was like, I went up to him, I was like, man, how you get your game like that? And I tell this story to the day, like, he's like, man, just come to the park. I was really trying to get my left tight. He was like, man, just dribble that joint around the court every day.
Shout out,
man, I'm walking up the street, left-handed, walking back, left-handed, till I get to the court. And, I just had a desire to get better. Like I said, I didn't want to beat you. I wanted to destroy you. I didn't want you to come back. I don't want it to be close. So, that was like me. Like, I was eager for information. So that was huge, man.
Shout out to Telly, man. Shout out to him, man. Look, we know one thing he picked up from was defense.
Nah. Like I said, I had enough brothers, man. We had to defend everything.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you ain't finished your food fast enough, you're gonna eat that. Yeah. Went to Thompson.
Okay.
Made a team, 6th grader, started all 3 years at Thompson, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Team MVP all 3 years. First year, we actually put Thompson back on the map, getting to the playoffs and stuff like that. And it's a funny story, right? We played Elkhart.
Oh, shit.
Right? So, Fletcher Johnson, the coach.
Oh.
I don't really know all the players in the game. So.
Right.
But the Jokers come in, they got on some whiff jerseys.
Oh, man.
So after we beat them, we're like, yeah, man, we just beat Whiff yesterday.
What?
But it's Elkhart. But,
Elkhart, yeah.
So we're like, hey, man, we just beat Whiff. So we just joking because, they came in there with some Whiff jerseys on. Like, what the Elkhart joints at? But, I ended up playing, Coach Fletcher was assistant coach at George Wythe when I got there. And so I ended up at George Wythe. And I was at one of Yusuf's game. He was playing, rec league championship. And I was off on the side, dragging somebody. I mean, dragging him, And Coach Booker there. Coach Booker was there.
Shout out to Coach Booker. Legend.
He came over and was like, "You Yusuf, brother?"
See?
I was like, "Yes, sir." He said, "All right." Well, you're gonna come play for me.
What we just talking about, Ruby?
He just told you. He said, you playing for me.
Yeah, I mean, and that was that. So, you know, got through middle school, first day of high school, I get called in to the office. Coach Epps, it's you got cross country practice this afternoon.
Oh, he didn't put you in other sports. He thought you was gonna play one sport and be out of there. You know.
Well, that's what was crazy. You had to do to play at all the schools, though.
So it was either, you know, football, cross country, and Coach Boogie said, "Hey, man, you're not playing football." Like he pretty much decided for me.
He said, "You running? You gonna run?
Running cross country?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what cross country. You know how far we got to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that's like 3 miles. Yeah.
Man, it's the races were like 3.5 miles.
Yeah.
But I mean, practice. I mean, we run every bit of 5-6 miles.
Yeah.
We would run from George Wythe all the way to Forest Hill Park. Run the park forwards, run it backwards.
Oh my God.
Run back. All right. And then we would get back and be on the track. So we would run hundreds. We run 200s, 400s.
Let me ask you this though. Was it any other school that you were looking at the time, or you once he said that you were just sold on with it, you know?
Good question.
I was going to my zone school, whatever.
Right. Just like we did back in the day. We went to the zone.
That's what we did.
So what was your zone school? Okay.
So actually, my 8th grade year at Thompson, we moved off of over there by Elkhart. So Huguenot became my zone school.
Right.
That's the zone right there. Yeah.
But I got into the program at George Wythe. I had already.
Man, we were just talking about that.
I had already applied before we moved.
Hey, look, Larry, the program. See how they do it? See?
Yeah, we just talked about that.
We just talked about
that.
Yeah.
See, Yusuf was in the program, the grad program, the Keenan program.
Okay.
At George Wythe. And I was in honors classes and stuff like accelerated classes. So I applied for the program. And then we end up moving. I still got into the program and was able to attend George Wythe. So that worked out. And, honestly, like I came in, I expected to play varsity.
Who was there when you got there? Who players was there at that time?
Lamar Gregg.
Okay, yeah, I remember Lamar Gregg. Yeah.
Forgot about him, yeah.
Let's see. Tyrell Stewart.
Greg was a
Rabbit,
piece.
Andre Jackson.
Yep.
His son is at UConn now. Rabbit's son, Andre Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kid with the crazy bounce.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Bubba Love, Jeremiah Jackson, Deshaun, Sean. I'm trying to think who else. I'm missing somebody big. I already said Lamar Gregg, right?
Yeah, Lamar Gregg was the man on that team.
Yeah, he was that guy. But I came in and, competed for time, and then like Tyrell got hurt and I got a chance to start for a stretch of games and stuff like that before he came back. But, I would say I probably could have played more. He probably could have played me more, but it wasn't like, oh, Luke ain't playing at all. He need to go play JV.
Right.
I mean? Right. I think I was an instrumental part of, what was happening. So I was, I wasn't just put him in the last minute when we up 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, like my mom was standing over Coach Booker, like, if she saw me sitting too long, she's like, "What you got him on the team for?"
Right.
You ain't gonna play him. What you got him on the team for? So, but it was an amazing experience. So first 2 years, George Wythe. My junior year, I went to Morocco. Okay, so my junior year, I went to Morocco.
Yeah.
So I completely missed that. Which is, your junior year is like recruiting heaven.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, my father was going to Morocco, and he was taking my younger brother, Ibrahim, who ended up playing at the University of Pennsylvania and professional basketball and stuff like that. Had a tremendous professional career, college career.
Shout out to your brother, man.
And I didn't even think about, you know, anything else when he made that decision. I was like, I want to go.
Okay.
It wasn't a basketball decision. It was a life decision. Right. You know, it was like, I want to experience this. Like, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I had to run from Coach Booker for about 3 months.
How did that
go? I mean, you know, it was tough, man, because, you know, we had a really good relationship and stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, that junior year is crucial. And, you know, what we had coming back, you know, was going to be really the key to, you know, our success overall, and just keeping the team together, not necessarily just scoring points and all of that, but just leadership and being like, now I was like the vet. You know what I mean? All the guys, you know, the older guys, they're gone. You know, they were juniors and seniors while I was a freshman. So 2 years, they're done. So I'm like really the leader right now.
That's right.
And so I went to Morocco, man. I was studying Arabic, studying Quran, culture and stuff like that, kind of really immersed in it. And I had an opportunity to play basketball over there.
Oh, wow.
So while you were in high school, right? While you were in high school.
Yeah. So I played with, you know, kind of like my age group, and then I played with like the junior team right under the pro team.
Okay.
I played in that experience. Phenomenal.
Wow. Talk about that, man. That's
so I mean, just off the bat, nothing but love. Right. Nothing but love, you know. Came into the practice. We practiced outside on the concrete. Okay. So, yeah. But, you know, I grew up on the concrete. So, it wasn't nothing
that's how it was
like,
back then.
I could shoot in the wind. You know what I'm saying? I could shoot in the wind, so I won't worry about that.
Right. That's how it was back then for us. It wasn't no gyms or none of that stuff like this. You had to do everything outside.
Man. It's outside.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you had to make sure you had a couple options on them balls, because if the wind blowing too hard, you need that heavy joint. You know
that heavy joint. That's right. That's right.
So I was playing on the team. My brother was playing on the team as well. My very first game in Morocco was outside, thunderstorm, pouring down, raining. Like, no kidding, running the break, catching the ball, and just stopping and just slide.
Oh my God. Damn.
They're like, as long as it's not lightning, we good. Like, no kidding, my very first game was pouring down raining. I'm like, we about to play? They warming up. I'm like, I can't believe this.
Wow.
But again, that's just something like, you're not going to experience that.
No,
you're not going to be challenged with that. And so, you know, my age group, we won our championship.
Okay.
So I led the team, of course. You know, I can't tell you how much I was averaging. You know, I probably averaged more than the rest of my team put together.
You were putting in that work, though.
Yeah. Putting in that work. And then on the older team, kind of the same thing. Just carrying the scoring load, setting guys up. So I really had got that experience as like being the man, be the man, and making everything work. We actually lost in the our conference championship to one of the stronger teams. And that game was crazy, right? So, you know, Casablanca, we stayed outside of Casa. So about 30 minutes outside of Casablanca. So we brought a busload of people from our city.
Oh, wow.
About charter bus. 3 or 4 to a seat. Now, you know, over there, you can ride how you ride, ain't you? It's not one person every seatbelt. It's just how many can get on there.
Yeah, you just get on there and go.
So the game is crazy packed. Like we going, we playing, we competing. I'm overheating. It's so hot in there. So I'm in the locker room at halftime. Like, y'all got to, trying to get some fluids, stuff like that. We come out, we end up like losing the game, but the crowd is going crazy, screaming my name. Hey, like, Luqman, Luqman, like crazy. And they would come like down our street, saying it like a mob.
Yeah,
like,
man. So that's
I'm outside, like, whoa.
For real.
I'm 17. You know what I mean? I'm 17. And I'm like experiencing this.
That's a great experience, bro.
It is, man.
Great experience, especially at that young age to experience that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You don't get that at home.
No, for sure.
You get it. It's just completely different. Everybody reserved, and they don't want to be like they riding or nothing like that.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
good point.
And then so we lost the game. So we got outside. I'm sitting in the truck with the coach and the manager, and they brawling hard over the game. Hard. You seeing rocks. My man. My man.
they throw rocks overseas, bro. They don't.
My man, he's an OG over there. Like he pulled out the blade and he's swiping. He like swinging.
Ooh.
They shaking the bus like bananas. I'm like, oh my goodness, what just happened?
Damn.
But no, man, it was a great experience. So we continued to play on, and got to the Final Four actually. But I had to leave to come back.
Yeah, come back.
Before I actually got to play in the Final Four.
Did that help you? Did that help you coming back? Like I know you no, I'm saying you led your team to that state. That state playoff run. Did going there help you come when you came back to America? Did that help you?
All the guys say so.
Yeah.
All the guys say so. They be like, Luke came back from dunking on monkeys. This guy
different cat.
Different cat
back then. Yeah,
sure. Man. So it definitely helped me, man, polish my game and focus on my weak areas, that I had to improve and allow me to step right back in and take the team to the level we went to, man. And so yeah, that was great.
You went to you the Time Dispatch Metro Player of the Year. I mean, talk about that senior year, man. I mean, I told you off camera how I couldn't sleep for like 3 days, bro. Like after that, man, that was a tough loss. But just talk about that whole year when you came back, bro. Like how did you adjust and how did you make that run?
So really, man, I just try to create a brotherhood with the guys.
Right.
It wouldn't be, you wouldn't be surprised to see 8 or 9 guys spending the night at my house. Waking up for breakfast, playing the video game, going to the bar. Like we did so much together off the court that our relationship on the court was solid. I knew they had my back. They knew I had their back. So we was never worried about that. Yeah. We had a couple games where, guys were in their feelings and stuff like that. But I think we fought through that. So that was pretty much the thing. I was just hooping, man. I didn't feel like it was anybody in the area that can rock with me like that.
Talk about your team, man. Who was on your team that year?
Yeah,
we had Ivan Smith.
Oh, I love. Oh my God, I love me some Ivan, man.
He was nice.
Ivan Smith.
That boy, nice, man.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, and what's crazy, I didn't know Ivan before I left. Well, I mean, I knew him just from JV, but I didn't know him.
Right.
Because we didn't play because we would have played my junior year together, but I wasn't there.
Right.
So Ivan has an alpha mentality as
yes,
well.
He does.
Yes, he does.
So once he realized who I was and the type of person I was, I think he started to listen to me a little bit more.
Right.
We had Kevin Mayo.
Big Mayo, shout out to Ivan and Mayo. Mayo every week.
Versatility. He was Mr. Versatility, outside, inside. Like, he was like the carbon copy of that player that everybody's recruiting today.
Mayo still like that.
6'5" handle, get inside, score, shoot the three. Like he could do everything.
And still putting in work.
Yeah. then my brother, man, my brother Jermaine Watts was just solid all around. You know what I mean? Defensive, ain't nothing coming in the hole. We gonna roll, gonna put you on your back. You know, whatever I need. You know, trusted with my life. We had Darnell Mason, Jerome Jeter.
Okay,
Jeter was actually
football player, right?
Yeah, Jeter played quarterback. Jeter ended up going to Virginia State playing football down there, but Jeter was a defensive genius as well. So I wasn't the only defensive guy, you know, on the team. He was a defensive genius as well, and we just had the right pieces. He wasn't a big scorer, so it didn't affect Ivan, didn't affect Mayo.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So he kind of got in. You know, I can adjust to either way. So it didn't affect, all the pieces kind of just worked together. Then like Shaquan Hunter was on the bench. Jesse Pellarosa played a big role. Taj Henley played a big role. So
shout out to Pellarosa. You played with some dogs. Boy.
So before y'all knew them, I knew them and knew what they could do.
Yeah,
you know, I knew that they were going to be successful in the semifinals against TJ. Jesse did a phenomenal job on Dewan Crockett.
Woo!
No, I mean he changed the game when he came in.
He was a beast
because of his size.
Because he was tall.
Crockett was lanky. Crockett was on the Union. Yeah, he was.
So Jesse did a phenomenal job in helping us kind of get the edge.
Because he was young on that team, right?
Yeah, he was freshman.
Yeah.
He was a freshman, so that was a great, you know what I mean? That was a great matchup, and he did a good job. He won the matchup for me in that game.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was great, man. But we got to Petersburg. Whew. Oh, my God. It was lights out. I blacked out on them. I went for like 30. Can't nobody find the tape. I'm like, y'all.
Oh, we're going to find
all this film.
We're going to get that. We're going to get that. I can get that for you. We're going to get that.
I mean, I was scoring for all 3 levels on there, man.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that tape for you, bro.
Yeah, you're talking to the communications guy right there. So
we're gonna get that tape for you, man. We're gonna call 8, 6, 12, all the stations up in there.
I need that. Petersburg, George Wythe.
You talking about 1999, right? I'm gonna write it down. We're gonna get that tape for you, bro.
You talking to the right dude.
Championship.
I'm gonna get that footage for you, man. It's on. Look, it's on the record. I'm gonna get it for you.
I went to work on them.
Yeah,
I went to work. I thought I was back in Morocco. I'm telling you, we're gonna win this chip. So we get to the States, man. So this is kind of going back to what you said about having to deal with our loss. So
my cousin was on that Potomac team too. He was a reserve guy because he was a football guy. But
so
I remember that.
I had the flu the whole week. That was the first time I touched the basketball that whole week. I mean, when I had the flu, I mean, like in the bed, don't get out type of, you know what I mean? That's how much it had me down. So I didn't have any energy to do offense and defense. So I committed to locking up surveillance. And I held him down. Like I had him looking like, okay, he kind of averaged tonight. He was averaging like 28, 29 a game. And I think he ended up with maybe 10 or 12 points. But I mean, and we still had a chance to win the game. Like I was in the locker room. They was trying to get water in me, get Gatorade in me. I was so I didn't play a lot. I played in moments.
Wow.
So my team was like, they did a really good job kind of just managing the game. So towards the end, we came down. I got the ball. I hit my man Jermaine on the break. He dunks the joint. Boom. Time out. It's 6 seconds left. We up 2.
Wow.
And they take the ball out. We setting up. We're in our normal 22. And I got Val and the kid Omar Fillmore is I think Jeter had him or Petey had him or whatever, and coach sent whoever it was to double Val.
Okay.
So when Omar got it, I mean, he had one dribble straight line, 70-foot shot. All game.
Damn, man.
And I believe to this day we'd have got through that game.
Oh yeah, you
won
would
the
have
state championship.
You'd have won it for sure.
I wasn't gonna lose the state championship. Now it hurt you for about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, for sure.
It hurt me. It hurt me for about 2 or 3 years.
I would rather lose by 20 than rather than lose like that.
You can't lose like that. That's tough, man.
Oh,
so
I saw that shit on the news. I was like, damn.
And like, people talk about mental health and stuff like that now. But then, like, I really needed somebody.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because I lost interest in school. I go when I wanted to go. I go to class when I wanted to go. I'm like, this thing is really eating me up.
Right. Like, mess you up. Yeah.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, and that's not. We joke about it, but that's real though. That's real.
So I mean, I really didn't have an outlet for that.
Right.
To express that. Nobody was like, yo, man, you good, man? That's a tough loss. How you feeling? It was nobody like, it's like tough loss. Now you got to get over it. Right. Start living. Like, bro, like, I'm destroyed right now. Like, I'm in like, I just want to go in a cave somewhere and just, right. I don't want to experience the world right now. I want to heal. Like, I don't even know how to heal from this.
Right.
So that was major, man. And actually, man, that feeling and stuff like that was a segue into my first year of college at Virginia State. Right. So a couple things happened. So with that happened,
I didn't know you went there first.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what happened. So when I was in Morocco, my mother came home. She came over. She visited. I had like 300 letters from different schools, Division I schools.
Okay.
All the way down. So I'm like, okay, it's popping right now. So I come back, whatever, senior year. And, I'm talking to coaches, talking to Dayton, talking to East Tennessee State, College of Charleston, Northeastern, Northwestern, Fordham. I'm like talking to all these schools and stuff like that. And the guys will always come back, hey, man, I seen you got a whole lot of letters in coach's office. I was like, okay, yeah, that's what's up. I go, of course, you just slide in there. Right. What's going on, coach? What's up? So he never gave me my letters.
Whoa.
What? Whoa. And you hear horror stories about that.
Yeah, you hear about that, yeah.
But because I remember my son was telling me about one of his friends that played football at Hermitage, and he went through the same thing. And he said he didn't find out until like his 3rd year in college that he had a lot of letters.
Yeah. So I never got my letters. Like, I'm literally at home talking to coaches on the phone. We're going to send a packet to your school. Never got it. Okay.
Why do you think that was?
I'm number one, coach, he got the job at Virginia State.
That's right.
Okay. So
I forgot all about that.
He wanted you to come.
He did.
And he wanted me to come with him. And like Hampton was recruiting me hard. This is, like the year they went to the NCAA tournament and got that upset in the first round.
Right.
All those guys.
I would have been coming in the next year. I mean, hard. So we're at Summer League. And I tell you, I just had the worst experience of my life on the basketball court. Right. And I'm being recruited. So I'm at Summer League. This is like a couple of weeks before I need to go to school or whatever. And the alumni guy that was involved in the recruiting process, he said, man, where have you been, Jaaber? He said, man, we've been calling coach. We've been sending messages. We ain't heard nothing back. And I'm like, what? I cannot believe like what is going on right now. Like, and it's just like,
crazy.
I'm not even in the right state of mind to receive this information. So of course, like we do as men, we bottle it up.
Right.
We just roll with the punches, man. We roll with the punches. And so I'm angry. I'm just angry. I'm just an angry person at this point in my life. You know, so the whole year I'm at Virginia State, I'm just angry. I'm like, I'm not going to class. I'm coming to practice. I'm hooping.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm doing everything. I was like, I'm just not like, I'm not ready for that. I just want to play. This is the only thing that makes me feel good right now. It's just playing.
Unbelievable.
And so I started the season, you know, playing. And then we got to like the last 3 or 4 games of the first semester. I'm like, I'm out, man. I just can't do this anymore. No, like no kidding.
You have every right to do.
I'm out. Like my mom had moved to Jersey, so like I didn't really, my support, like that love that I needed was, you know, hundreds of miles away. And like I said before, I didn't really have nobody to like lean on and just like really talk about it. It's going to push me in the right direction. Because I'm there with my high school coach. I was hoping that, you know, that would have been somebody to talk to, but I just felt so angry with him for how it was handled. And just coming on top of a buzzer beating loss.
It's traumatizing, man.
So like I said, I was angry, man. I was, you know, probably should have been playing a little bit more as well. I was playing great, you know what I mean? But I think I was being underutilized, you know, not to say anything against the guys I was playing with. We had some good talent on that team. But, you know, we're running my coach's system that I ran forever. I know it better than anybody.
That's right.
And I'm not a scrub. So,
that's right.
So let me go out here and pull the pieces together. But I just really had a hard time breaking into a leadership role as a freshman. You know what I mean? They just couldn't see, you know, leadership coming from that position. It was seniority. And I just don't think it's an age on leadership. I just think if you have it, you know it, you should be able to move people. Like if they willing to be moved, like
right.
It doesn't matter. Like it's young leaders all over the world. You know what I mean? Moving the masses. You know, people go to church and they pastor younger than them. Like it's leadership.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like whatever, you know, faith and all of that. Like it's people younger than you, like moving people.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. True.
So I said I was angry, like really angry. You know, and just living a reckless life. You know what I mean? And then so I was at home with my mom. She's in Jersey, so I'm up in Jersey. My brother's there. He's going to school. I go to the gym with him. We go to the park across the street. So I'm just really like lost, you know what I mean, at this point in my life. So he, you know, coaches call and come back, you're going to start this, that, and the third. And I really didn't want to come back, but I came back because I was tired of being at home.
Okay. I was going to say something else, but
because you know, I'm experiencing life now as an independent adult. You know what I mean? So I'm back home. I'm not experiencing the same life that I started to experience. So I came back and you know, after a couple games, you know, he got me in the starting rotation. Which is, you know, I don't really care if I come off the bench. I just want to be treated fairly. If I earn the time, give me the time. Right. If I don't, sit me down. Like if I'm doing bad. So I, you know, was on the all CIAA, all rookie team. We ended up losing in the first round to St. Aug. And I tell you what, the bus couldn't back up fast enough. We was on campus. We might have played at one. We was back.
He's already there.
We was back at time to eat dinner. Like
by then.
Oh
like,
man.
People couldn't believe, like, y'all just left. Like y'all just left, didn't it? It was like a day trip.
I bet y'all lost, man. Was it bad?
We only lost by like 8 points, if I can remember right. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
We didn't have a bad team. Just like we didn't have the right leadership players to kind of keep everybody motivated and moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
And they just didn't allow me to get that. Even if it was like huddling up, hey, I need you to do this, that. I can always sense some type of like resentment in me giving them that information. If it was one of the older guys, everybody like, yeah, that's right, let's do it. But that was very difficult for me because I've always been a leader. So yeah, man, they backed that joint up quick. Soon as we got to campus, I was out. I packed my stuff. I'm in Richmond.
You already gone.
I'm gone, man. I'm gonna stay at my stepmom. Me and my other brother, we rolling, we hanging. I started my summer, in March Madness. So, and it was crazy, man. It wasn't a summer that I would ever want anybody to have to experience. But I learned a lot. I just, if I have an opportunity to talk to somebody about their life-changing decisions, that's something I could share with them to kind of get them, doing the right stuff. So, yeah, man. And so I decided that, I ain't got no grades right now, so I'm not going back there. So, I just took another path, man. I met my wife. That summer, good. Yeah. At Summer League game. She don't know it, but when she walked in, I saw her first. So me and the guys was talking about who going. I said, I'm going.
That's right. See, women don't understand that.
You got first
we know that.
Yeah. And actually, a mutual friend of ours, after the game, brought her over to me and introduced her. Without any. Me saying anything at all. So I guess she saw me too. Or she's been seeing me.
Well, so something. And I'm pretty sure April Paula was like that.
I got to look over my shoulder, man, see who's watching sometimes, man. And then I actually gave her the wrong number that night.
Oh my goodness.
Because I wasn't staying anywhere. I was just staying in people's houses. That's the type of summer I was having. Like I'm supposed to be at school, but
but how did that work out? I mean, how was y'all able to keep in touch? Like during the summer league games, that's what y'all would like see each other, or
so actually, I gave her the wrong number. She tried to call it. So I just figured she'd be back at summer league at some point. So
okay.
Even if she just came to curse me out or whatever,
she was coming back
at some point.
Right.
So she ended up coming back, and she always say she called me in front of her homeboy to introduce her. So he clowning, right? He clowning. He gave me the wrong number.
Wrong. Yeah.
See.
So we got all that squared away, man, and it's just been a blessing ever since, and that was really what started to heal me was my relationship with my wife.
Yep. It always does.
You know what I mean? And then, we got married a year later.
Okay.
I had a son and a daughter, and it was just kind of like, it was all about them. I was working, Virginia Department of Health, vital statistics, doing like birth certificate records and stuff like that. I was worked at the bank. I worked in custodial services. I worked everywhere, doing everything just because this was part of the process for me to heal.
Okay.
And once I got to a good space, that's when I went to Union. So I talked, they recruited me out of high school as well. I saw Coach Robbins at a lot of my games. Coach Pierce Callahan, who's, rest in peace, was a legend in his own, and he was a straight shooter. And,
Pierce wasn't no joke, man.
Yeah, he actually passed before he had a chance to see me play. in a Union uniform. But great. It worked out great. I came into the program. Wayne Wallace, Spencer Alston, Crockett was Crockett there? Crockett was there. Yeah. My teammate, Ralph Brown, who, and a couple other guys, LB.
Shout out to all those guys, man.
Yeah, they allowed me to come in and be a leader.
Right.
From Jump Street. It wasn't no pulling teeth. It wasn't a whole lot of resentment. It was some just from guys played my position, but everybody else, they already knew what's up. But like I told you, I came to destroy. So
the stabber.
So being at Union was great. The goal was to win a CIAA championship my first year. We actually we got to the championship game. This is actually after a couple of years of struggling, getting the program back up to where it was, to be able to come in and get back to the CIAA championship game. Very winnable game. Last minute or so, we're up. They have the ball. They shoot, miss.
Who y'all playing?
Bowie State.
Okay.
So they out hustled us for the rebound, and guy John Smith, who had transferred from Virginia Tech, ended up hitting it like a short corner jump shot. And then we had a chance on the other end, and end up turning it over on one of our, a play we ran a million times. It was just a mishap. So that was a heartbreaker, man, just being right there. The play call was right, though.
Okay.
And my man would have caught the ball. That was a bucket. And that would have been ball game. But, that's, again, now I'm in a situation where I lose a tight game.
Again.
Pretty much at the end for the championship. So when we got to the NCAA tournament, we were just kind of not all together. Coach Robbins actually had to have, is this the year? I think this is the year that he had to have triple bypass. He had to have heart surgery or whatever. So he didn't travel with us. Yeah, he didn't travel with us. So we end up playing Kennesaw State, I think. And it's a game we were up and could have won and could have advanced. But again, the team was not in the right space mentally.
Right.
So we end up losing that game. So yeah, that was tough. And then
let me ask you a question before you move on real quick. Let me ask you a question. Coach Robbins, was he as funny as Terry Davis said he was?
Yeah, please explain that.
Because Terry, man, marked him to a T, and he had us on here crying, man.
I was falling out.
Man. So I want to hear it from you, man, because he had him down pat.
So, Coach, with me and Terry, it's like 2 generations between us when you talk about athletes.
Right.
So Coach was a little bit different with them than he was by the time I got there. But super funny. Like, this guy, he's a jack of all trades.
Okay.
If somebody gonna charge it, I'm gonna do it myself. Our team, my senior year, we put the bleachers in. He got the metal sheets made up to go into the bleachers in Barco. He brought the seats in, had them nailed in. We were carrying sheets in that cut your finger off.
Oh, wow.
If you hold it the wrong way.
Wow. That's crazy.
We had one of the flag poles that we put up at the football field. You know how the flag poles go.
Yeah.
We walking that joker across campus. We got to get that junk in the hole and then walk it up. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But Coach was, for me, was a great partner. Yeah. I think for him, it was easy to coach me because, like I said, I had been through some trauma I started to heal out of it. And for me, this was an opportunity to kind of like show who I really was.
Right.
And I wasn't about any of the games I was before. You know, I was coming in, taking care of my classes, you know, stay between the 3.7, 3.8, 4.0 throughout college, you know, Dean's List every year, as you said, Scholar Athlete of the Year, back-to-back years. And I was, my last year, I was the South Atlantic Region Scholar Athlete of the Year as well. So I was up for National Scholar Athlete of the Year.
Wow. Come on, man.
That
you
year.
Preach that one, bro. Appreciate it.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yes, sir. Come on.
So, you know, just took it serious. And even like during my time playing, I was still like working. I would have like night jobs. I had to go clean like ECPI or nursing school, or I have, you know, other buildings that I would have to clean on the weekend and stuff like that. So, you know, I still had to have like, my wife was working, but I still had to have a little bread to put in my pocket.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, coach, you know, so our relationship was like man to man. It wasn't, we never really had to talk about basketball because we both understood what needed to be done. Like he never brought me in the office and said, hey, when you do this play, I need you to do this, that, and the third. Or don't let him do this, don't let him do that. Like literally, like we were in sync as far as the execution of his strategy. Like, you know, so that was never a problem, man. Like,
yeah, you were in a full-fledged adult with a family and playing college basketball, man. So your mentality is a lot different from what the other guys was.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. He would be more attached to you than to anybody else. So that was key, very pivotal for you at that point.
So it was great, man. We got to the next year. We won the CIAA championship.
Okay.
We played. Who did we play? Oh, yeah, man. We played North Carolina Central, second year CIAA championship. By the way, Bowie became our rivalry once they beat us in that championship.
Oh.
So, the next year, we split home and away.
Okay.
They beat us here. We beat them there.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was something like that. So they became our nemesis or whatever. But they lost in the CIAA tournament early.
Oh.
Wow.
They got upset. Oh, man, they was sick, boy. So we got to the championship. We ended up playing North Carolina Central in the finals. So they had a nice team. David Young, Jonathan Moore. They had 2 7-footers. One just got out the box. So had this kid, I think, man, Curtis something, man. He was a shooter. But we always battled, man. We just did what we did. I think we won by double figures in the championship game. And it was more like on the defensive end, like we could really put together stretches on defense to kind of close the game out. It wasn't necessarily score. It was just like, all right, I'm gonna get a steal here. I'm gonna get a deflection here. Like I put a lot of that on my shoulders to like disrupt the other team's offense however I could possibly do it. And it just kind of rubbed off, and guys was just, like I said, allowed me to be leaders. They just rolled with it, man. They trusted me. They still trust me today. If I call them and need something,
sure do. I know
today,
they
man. So
they're right there with you, yeah.
So that was great, man. We went to the tournament. We like, we back. We gonna learn from last year. We playing, man. We come out the gates. This team is running fast break after fast break after fast break. I'm on 3-on-1s like it's crazy. I said, oh my goodness. So I'm tearing my guys up. I'm like, man, y'all, you know, with a few choice words to motivate them. And then, we get it going. And by the way, Terry was assistant coach on the team. So
he was there.
So, and the first time me and Terry played together, I threw him a behind the back pass on the post. And the defender poked it out. And he went off on me.
Really?
He's like, dang, dog. Damn, he throwing behind the back pass, dog. What kind of stuff is that, dog?
He sounds just
Come on.
just like him, dude. You sound just like him.
Oh my God.
Shit,
I'm like, hey, my fault, man. I was like,
he sounds just like
that's
him,
crazy.
man.
You sound just like him, yo.
most people, most guys were like,
man, y'all union, man, I'm gonna have to go in. We need to rank y'all, man, because I'm telling you, Terry had us over here crying. And
man,
I never seen this side from you, Luke. It's always been basketball. You come in the stands, dapping you up. You guys are funny, man. You know what I'm saying? I love this.
He had me on the floor rolling.
Man,
bro.
My stomach was hurting so bad,
man. I was hurting, man.
Like, oh
I need some water, everything.
And I never
that was crazy.
Myself. Oh my God.
Hey, look,
y'all funny, man.
So, I think we end up winning that game.
Right.
Most people push back like, man, just catch the ball or whatever, do that. But I just kind of let him have that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then as he watched me play and stuff like that, he's like, okay, I like this guy. I like him. And then we get to practice and he's like, if anybody got something to say, Luke, say it to me. You don't like what he say? Get your ass out of here. Like,
wow.
Right. So he really advocated for me in that position, man. He always had my back. And I couldn't have a bigger personality, a genuine personality, kind of like go to bat for me, and bring everybody together and allow me to lead in that way. So that was huge, man. But like I said, we at the this NCAA tournament, bro, and this team is running us out of the gym. And then we fight back, and then it's like back and forth down the game. So one of my former teammates, he's coaching now. He's coaching on the bench with us, Junior Brian Underwood. So this is Ben's nephew.
Shout out to Junior.
Yeah, that's my guy, man.
That's my boy.
So we got it going. We going. I got it. I really got it going. So I'm hitting like back shoulder fade away, like I'm like working my bag right now. And Jimmy, all I hear is Jimmy like, there you go. There you go. So I'm in my bag right now, man, and I'm feeling good. And then we're up 1, maybe 2. It's their ball under their basket, baseline out of bounds.
And we got playing some team.
We're playing Columbus State.
Okay.
So they're taking it out. We got length on the ball. My man throws. I mean, the ball's so high, like it's just no way anybody about to get this. And my man on that team, he goes up, and his arm just go gadget, snatches it. One bounce in the corner. 3 ball.
Ooh.
Wow.
Cash.
Ooh.
Right. So we advance we get the ball up, timeout. We call the play. The play originally was for me. Because like I said, I had it going. They couldn't get the ball. We couldn't get the ball in. Timeout. So now I'm taking the ball out.
Okay.
We get a really good shot from Antoine Walton.
And, I remember that name. I remember
him.
Yep.
It just kind of bounces out, So we lose a heartbreaker right there. So yeah, man.
That's another heartbreaker.
Trauma.
Man, oh my God, that shit seem to follow you everywhere you go, man.
But trauma, man.
Let me ask you this though, man. Like, we talking about all this trauma, but what did it mean to you? We're gonna go back to your high school days. What did it mean to you to get that Player of the Year, bro? Like in the All Metro Player of the Year, man.
Man, like that was
everything you've been through prior to that, and then you get that award. You know what I'm saying? That's
not even why I wasn't even looking at. I'm trying to get Player of the Year this year. That wasn't even a thought. It was just a result of the work.
Yeah, of the work. Right.
Thank you for recognizing. Like I've been doing this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people not gonna always clap for you. They're not gonna always reward you. But that can't be your motivation. I'm gonna see what they say. they watching, you know what I mean? Like, especially in this the video generation, like who watching? You know, they workouts, mixtapes. Who watching? Yes, who watching? Who watching? Like that joint almost a disease right now, bro.
It is. Like, it is. We always talk about that. We always talk about
that joint like a disease. Like how much people want that attention.
Right.
Like I'm just trying to do the work, and what comes out of it, I'm grateful for. If I'm getting recognized, cool. If I don't, I'm cool too, because I know I made an impact on this person, on that person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. When a kid come up to me and say, hey, Coach, man, I just graduated, da-da-da-da-da, thank you. You know what I mean? For everything you did, this, that, and the third. Like, whew, that's MVP right there.
I was getting ready to say that. That's your MVP right there. When they come back and say that. That's
I didn't, I wasn't surprised that I got it. But, sometimes, 15, 16 points, 8, 9 assists, 5, 6 steals, I mean, that's,
good stat line.
It's a great stat line. Sure.
And you winning. So,
yeah.
Winning always helps.
Yeah, winning does help. So, yeah, man, just to pick up real quick, man, another tough loss, but, I found a way to manage it better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So through that healing process, I learned how to.
That was my next question too.
To manage dealing with that type of stress and stuff like that. And really, again, it was like my family, my son, my daughters, like, focusing on their life and seeing that pure happiness, when they ain't really experienced adulthood yet, you know what I mean? So they're just moving. So that was good to have that. And I think, God has a plan for us all. And
yes, he does.
Knowing my journey, he knew I needed that at some point. So, and he gave it to me early. So I'm thankful for that because, this year is my 20th year of marriage. So,
congratulations, man.
That's crazy.
That,
Thank you.
Congrats, man.
But we came back the next year though, man, and everybody was fired up. The goal at the beginning of the year was to win a national championship.
Right.
That was the goal, like number one. Okay. And we just felt like if we prepared to win a national championship after seeing it for the last 2 years, what it's going to take to get through that first round of games, I think we could push forward. And Bowie State, they beat us twice that year. They beat us in Richmond. They beat us pretty good in Richmond. And then when we played them up at Bowie State, we lost in overtime, I think. My man Quincy Smith was balling that game. But I was injured through the middle of that season. Like I had a thigh strain that like I couldn't even run. I was dragging my leg up the ground, up to the court, like literally. But you know what I mean? The competitor in me is like, I'm going to do as much as I can. And it's going to be better than the next guy behind me.
That's right.
So, I had great days, had good days. I had okay days, but leadership, defense, and all that stuff, that was something I was never bad at.
So winning that title though, man, that's just, I mean, everything we just talked about, that had to be the pinnacle of everything you went through, man. What was that like winning that?
Man, so, Bowie State lost again in the CIAA. So we didn't get the chance to play them in the CIAA tournament for the second year. So we ended up playing Fayetteville State. And, beat them like a drum. What did Lil Wayne say? Beat them like a drum. Yeah. So we beat them by about like 15. They had a really good team. And I mean, just what we did was a problem for them. Our strategy, having Hargrove, having Crockett, like playing at the top of the game, Ralph Brown, Antoine Walton, Arthur Kidd coming in, like Arthur Kidd, the coldest shooter in the world, bro.
Yes, God.
This dude come in ice cold and give you 3 straight every time. Like, no kidding. As soon as he come in, eagle out. Let's go. So look, we beat up on them, and we get to the tournament. We're playing the regional tournament at Bowie State.
Okay.
So they're hosting. So they got into the tournament. And first game out the gate, I look at the score. We down 22-2.
Damn.
We playing Catawba.
Yeah,
Wow.
They always tough. They always tough.
Yeah.
And
always have a tough team.
Yo, I'm like cursing these dudes out. Like, let's go. What are we doing? We already did this the last 2 years. We can't do this again. And coach called time. He said, look down there. God dang on white boys kicking y'all.
Oh, he said that.
Oh my goodness.
But shoot, back then you could say whatever you want to say. You can't say it now.
Exactly.
It wasn't in a negative sense. It was just hey, white boys kicking your butt,
Right.
That's true. And so we came out, man. I got like 3 steals back to back. 3 steals back to back. Layup. So we cutting into the lead. I'm going crazy on defense. And then we just start picking it up. And we walked them down halftime. It was like 45-42.
Okay.
Second half, we came out, blew the doors off. Everybody played like they were supposed to play. And then, we played South Carolina Upstate or something like that the second game. And they had Chris Paul's brother actually played for them.
Okay.
And so had a chance to lock up a family member.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Doing what you do.
So, yeah, that was a good game, man. We end up, again, winning by 15-20 on them. So, we starting to roll. The machine started to roll. So, we got Bowie State in the regional championship to go to the Elite 8.
Okay.
My senior year. How fitting is that, right? Yo, when I tell you, like, NBA game, bro. So, we pull up to the school. The people there stretch to the parking lot, like, We walking on. We got Union fans on one side, Bowie State fans on one side. Hollering, screaming.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, Bowie State players were in the crowd.
Oh,
wow.
Like
really?
we get ready to like play for a chance to go to the national championship. But see, they beat us twice that year, so it's a little bit of kind of like arrogance,
right?
Stuff like that. And we knew we could beat them. It wasn't. We just had circumstances happen.
Right.
And we're like, all right, cool. That's how y'all feel. I'm a competitor. If you think this is gonna be an easy, all right, you stay out here in the crowd.
Right.
But we go in there, man. It's packed, man. It's wall to wall. They got the band in there, everything. It's humming. It's humming, man. One of the best college environments ever. And we come out the gate, we smacking them. Man, we smacking them all over the floor. I think we got up as much as like 20, 21 points on them. And second half, they fought back, made it a little bit closer, but like I said, we ended up winning that game and cutting down the nets in their gym. You're like, that's the culmination of that rivalry,
right. Yeah.
In their home gym. That's crazy.
In their home gym, like cutting it down, like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can't get no sweeter than that.
So that was cool, man. And then we went to North Dakota to play the Elite 8. And the first team we played Metro State. I think their championship game to get there, they had like 23s or something like that. And this is the first time we've ever watched film on another team.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That wasn't involved with, it wasn't our game film playing against somebody.
Right.
This is the first
it was
time,
somebody else. Yeah.
This is the first time ever we watched game film of another team. Coach was always believing in what he did, and he just wanted us to be experts at what we did and didn't want to change a whole lot based on what other people did.
Right.
We made adjustments, but at the same time, like we really believed in what we did. So he's nervous because like this team could shoot. They got foreigners on the team. They shooting. They 6'6", 6'7", and man, we brought the dogs out, man. We ran them off the 3-point line. We defended the line, and I think we end up winning by like 15 that game. Then we played Lynn College out of Florida. They had a kid on the team, man. This kid is like Steve Nash, man, with the rock. I was like, okay, he's nice. So we won our game. We sitting watching them play, and I started to see some tendencies develop. I'm like, okay,
doing what you do,
yeah, buddy. So what they did, like 10 seconds on the shot clock, head tap. the guy would come up, set the pick every single time. But he would not move from that spot till the guy got there, like no matter what. So I told Ralph, I was like, watch tomorrow, watch what happens. I'm gonna get that one. So just like clockwork, I'm looking at the shot clock on the far end.
Mm-hmm.
He go head tap.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm sitting on it. I'm timing that ball. Soon that thing start to drop, man, I shoot the gap, push it the other way, lay that thing up.
And for people who don't know, man, he led the nation in steals for 2 years, bro.
The stabber.
The stabber.
Yeah. So actually, I led the nation in steals 1 year. It's top 10 for the next year, and then I led the nation in free throw shooting. So I shot 90% from the free throw line.
Yep, tell him.
Yeah. So we get to the championship game playing Bryant University. Mm-hmm. They had a phenomenal point guard, John Williams. He was averaging like 25 in the Elite Eight. Like he was killing. I watched him destroy the team they played before us. But I'm like, you know me, like, come on, man. You know what time it is.
That's right.
So I come out and I apply pressure immediately. So I made a decision. Offense or defense. I'm like, today it's going to be my defense.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And, I let those other guys carry the load on offensively. Crockett did a really good job. Mm-hmm. Antoine, who was the player of the tournament. Hargrove didn't have a good game overall, but my man Arthur came through. Like, kid came through, 3 from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Bop, bop, bop. When he started hitting,
fire that game.
I hit, somebody else came back and hit, and we was rolling. But that game was back and forth. Mm-hmm. They had a guy that really, we didn't really scout because he might have averaged like 3 or 4 points. But, man, he was shooting the lights out the ball. And so we had to apply some pressure. So it was really tight, man. And then towards the end of the game, we're up. Twan made a beautiful play, and one made the free throw. All right, they got to come down and try to score. They really need a 3. They shoot, miss. Me and Ralph, I got the rebound. Here come Ralph. Mm-hmm. Here come the big man trying to take the rebound. So we hit each other, and they end up getting the ball and calling timeout.
Damn.
They made a sub, and we're not, like I said, we're in our normal defense. Guy pops out to the corner. The guy they subbed in. So I know he's not gonna shoot it. So I'm just sitting down, wait for him, reading. Mm-hmm. So I give him like a little fake, and then he start to throw it. I go up, get my hands on that rock, lay on it. They foul me. I hit 2 free throws. I iced the game.
What?
Like, man. So this is what people don't know. So when I was playing this team, when I was playing rec, when I was young, it was a team I was playing in Charlotte. We would play Gastonia was one of the teams. I think it was Gastonia we played. And we could never beat them. We played them in the championship this game. And we're down 1. They throw the ball in. I steal it, lay it up, and 1. Shoot the free throw. So, like, I look at that moment.
Deja vu.
You know what I mean? Still, and finish with a free throw, man. It was great. It was great to like be one of the nation's top steals leader and be the top free throw shooter, and to have both of those plays happen in that moment,
in that sequence.
You know what I mean? Like, that's like.
What was it like? Winning a chip and then going back to your school to coach, man? What was that like?
Man, it really was exciting though. It was exciting, man. I enjoyed it. I think that I retired too soon. I stopped playing too soon, in a sense, because I still had that hunger. Like I'm still playing. Like I'm still like rocking people. Like I'm getting MVP trophies at the Pro-Am.
Right.
Like these dudes that's making, you know, 5, 10, 15,000 a month when they go, I'm like, I'm killing them. I'm like, hold up. But like I said, my healing tree, you know, my family, you know, playing overseas and coming home, and you know, my son got a new scar, missing teeth. It grew 2 inches. Like that was more important to me than continuing to play. Like now it's time to be an influencer in their life. So, you know, I mean, that's the sacrifices we have to make. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean? For the next generation. Like we sacrifice all the time for ourselves, but
a lot.
we rarely sacrifice for the next generation. You know what I mean?
And that's where I wanted to go, bro. Like we talked about your career. Now you got a development. You got an academy going on. Talk to us about that.
So I actually kind of started while I was still in college. I was training kids here and there, you know, just really for the love of like teaching people how to play the game. And when I started it, you know, it's like all ball you, basketball and life lessons. Like,
right.
I'm gonna teach you basketball. I'm gonna teach you life. You know what I mean? Because if you have one without the other, you know what I mean? Like it's you don't have the balance. So I thought it was important. Like we're gonna talk about character. We're gonna talk about integrity. We're gonna talk about work ethic. We're gonna talk about leadership. Like we're gonna talk about being a good teammate. Like all the things that can help you be successful off the court. Like you need to know that. You know what I mean? Because we know a lot of people, hey, when the ball stopped bouncing, they struggle.
Right.
Yes, they do.
Man, like, you know, they have to reinvent themselves. But if you don't have the tools, if you ain't a hard worker, if you ain't a team player, if you ain't a good person, how you gonna reinvent yourself?
Right.
You know what I mean? To another platform. So it's just important, man. And I think my story can, you know, help save a lot of people, you know, going to school.
Absolutely.
You know, from both ends, like not doing what you're supposed to do and then doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Nah, but that's your story though. And that was my next question, bro. Like, and me and Larry always ask this question in our show. You said you grew up in New York, you know, then you went to Charlotte and Virginia. Like, do you ever sit back and reflect on your career, bro, and your life? Like, you know what I'm saying, where you started and where you at now, bro? I mean, I know when you playing, it's all about the grind and all about the element and all about the time. But you know what I'm saying, you had a great career, national champion. You know, you got all these records at Union. You know what I'm saying, player of the year in Virginia. So, you ever had time to really think about it and reflect on it?
Just through conversation.
I know you had to school your son. Like, look, don't get it twisted, bro. Your dad was a beast. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, go ahead.
Nah, I would just say, like, you know, I mean, I got about 200, 300 clients that I work with.
Right.
And just in sharing information with them, those are the moments where I get a chance to kind of revisit my career. Outside of that, I'm trying to figure out how they can have a good career.
Right, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I have kids that's been McDonald's All-Americans, playing pro ball, you know, from bottom to the top. And I've had kids that come out of high school, had great high school careers and say, hey, I'm just not going to play college, or I haven't finished college. And hey, I'm not like, so like, what have I done for you if you stop playing basketball? You know, how have my teachings affected you? If you decide, okay, I don't want to play basketball, but I can do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm about to grind it out. Like, you know what I mean? You can't come in the gym, it's 100 degrees and work through it. Like,
it's just not going to happen.
You're not my type.
Right.
No, you got to go.
I just think that's so. Go ahead, Larry.
No, I was just going to say, so development. So it sounds like player development is much, you love that better than you love coaching. Or which one do you love? I should ask that question. Which one do you enjoy the most? How about that?
I enjoy both.
Right.
But I think when I was coaching college basketball, my reach was limited because, you know, I couldn't reach the kids that needed to be like really reach like that high school level. Like, hey, you have to do this to prepare for college. Like, you really have to do this. And, you know, it's a grind, man, when you get, you know, 15 grown men and they lack, you know, certain essentials like that you need. And, you know, really my time at Union was really trying to teach these guys how to be men. I very seldom had the time to teach them how to play the game. It's like, I got to teach these guys how to be men, like, be respectful, do what they're supposed to do. Like, whatever you say you're going to do, be a man of your word. Like, right. And it was really less about X's and O's. And I see my guys out there that I coach, you know, some, you know, starting their own businesses, That's good. You know, and different things like that, families, they getting their degrees and stuff like that. So, like, to me, I want my effect to go beyond basketball. Yes, that's what I was going to go with it. I think that you know, seeing that just says, okay, for that time period in my life, I did the right things. I didn't just say, forget that, let's do basketball. Right. You know what I mean? Because I think at the end they probably wouldn't be doing some of the things that they're doing. But I love development though. Like, that space is special for me. And sure. I don't care what level you come to me at, you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow. Like, that's my commitment. And I always tell them, you know, it's 50-50. Like, I'm not a magician. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna come here in one session and just be like, oh, it's nice. But I will show you what it takes. And I'm very pleased with a lot of the clients that I have. You know, some come and stay for a while, some come and go, some return. And I don't love them any different. Right. You know, so I'm always here when they decide to come back. I'm here for the ones that stay. I'm here for the ones that's passing through. Right. Like, that's just for my heart. You know what I mean? Who I am. But I absolutely love this space. I'm actually going to be a training director for Point Guard College this summer. So I'll be traveling a little bit.
Congratulations.
And yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. So that Point Guard College is like one of the premier basketball camps in the country. And they have a very nice blueprint and structure. And a lot of great players come out of that, man. A lot better. So.
Man, that's huge, man. Congratulations, man. That's a testament to all the hard work and the trials and tribulations.
That's what it is, man.
The ups and downs that you've been through, man. To me, that's like the top of your profession of what you really want to do. Yeah,
absolutely, man. So we from 2015 to 2000, maybe we had like a 4 or 5 year run with the United States Marines. With my program called Leaders of the Hardwood. So Leaders of the Hardwood is pretty much what I do now, but scale, a larger scale. And we were able to go from New York all the way to West Palm Beach, Florida, Detroit, Louisville, Alabama, and service kids. The camp was free. You know, they came in, they had a day of leadership and basketball. So, which is what I do, man. It's what I do, man. And nothing but great reviews and feedback, man. And
man, listen, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I was waiting for this for a long time, bro. And I appreciate you coming on, man. Like, and it's more than just basketball with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Again, I talked about it earlier about how you were the scholar athlete of the year. You hit the books. Yeah. And you teaching these kids, you know, more than just athletics, man. And I just love your story, bro. I really do. I've been waiting for this. For a long time. Hey, look, like I said, you crossed me up as a young pup back in the day at ODU, bro. So like it's full circle now for me, bro. So it's all good, man. I
remember those days though.
Coming to field, you remember that, right?
I remember coming.
I know, because look, used to always talk about you, like, man, this young buck ain't beating us.
Hey, what's the guy Mike that used to play for y'all?
Mike Byers.
He was in the dunk contest one year.
Oh, Mike. You talking about Mike Williams?
Yeah, I used to come at him down.
Oh yeah. You know about Mike Williams.
Yeah.
He's still down this way. He got a little graphics company. Yeah, he's still around here.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
You used to give him something, didn't you?
I know that guy. When I saw him in the dunk contest, I said, he's not supposed to be in the dunk contest. I know him.
No, yeah. But look, man, we appreciate everything you doing for the community, man, the whole 804 area.
Yeah.
And we got to have a part 2 with this, man, because this could go on and on all night, bro.
Yeah, man, because I had a couple questions. One just a simple of, did that national championship fulfill your...
Yeah, that's a good question. I was going to ask that good question, bro. Good question.
Yeah, because you had a time with that state championship. Did that national championship feel...
That's a great question.
It's supposed to feel for every other man or athlete out there that want to get to that top level?
Man,
good question.
It was phenomenal.
Thank you.
And the great thing about it, number one, is we planned for it.
Yeah,
right.
For sure,
okay,
for sure,
that was our goal. Number 2, we prepared for it, and number 3, we executed enough to actually win it.
Right, right.
It doesn't really close the wounds that I had.
Right, right.
But it lessens the blow.
There you go. That's a good way of putting it.
You know, sometimes I am a champion.
Right.
And this was just like, yes, you are a champion. You know what I mean?
That's right.
This is like the actual fruits of everything. And I just believe that, you know, everything I went through, I had to go through
right
to win this national championship. I don't think God makes mistakes in
for sure.
The things that happen. And, you know, everything happens for a reason. And winning a national championship, I had to lose. The year before, I had to lose. The year before, I had to lose at the buzzer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like if you'd have won the state title in high school and lost it in college, you kind of felt the same way, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
so it was great, man. We came back that day.
Sure.
He said, "Y'all want to stay? Y'all want to come home?" I was like, "Man, we out of here because ain't nothing in North Dakota. When you see a sign that say Fargo 60 miles, nah, bro,
it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yo, but they was packed up at the airport.
Yeah, that's dope.
It was crazy, man. It was love.
But this is the thing that I want to say to you, and this is the reason why we do this, man. You played at 2 what I would consider great legendary schools.
Yes, absolutely.
George Wythe, with the players that came out of that, that's the legacy alone, and Virginia Union.
Yes, man.
It's like you want to ask your question like, who was the best player that came out of both of those fraternities? But
put you on the spot, bro.
I'm not gonna do that.
Put you on the spot.
Because look, I know you see a lot of those guys often.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm not doing that. But I want to ask you, how does it feel to know that you played at 2 great fraternities?
That's a good question.
I would say, because George Wythe is legendary.
Yes, sir.
And Virginia Union speaks for itself, man. And when you go places, you're a national champion. But you could say that I played at 2 of the legendary schools that's in this town, man. Do you ever think about that?
Did you know about the history before you got to both of those places? Did you?
Well, I really didn't actually. Yeah. But George Wythe, like for me, you know, like Paul Presley.
Oh,
you know,
going back
guy,
on
you know, that's, you know, phenomenal guy, man. His sister used to babysit my kids.
Stop.
Wow.
For real?
Wow.
And I actually had a chance to talk with him in the past years about trying to, you know, get to that stage of player development at the NBA level and stuff like that. You know, if anything they got going on, I want to be a part of. And the assistant coach that was there, Jack Epps, you know, Jack Epps played in the league too, man. Went to Norfolk State. If he had no back problems, boy, it'd been a problem for a lot of people. Like, hey, Coach Epps could play, man.
Yeah, Epps was nice. Yeah, for sure.
You know, but, you know, like a lot, like Tyreek Wallace. Tyreek didn't even get to finish his senior year.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, phenomenal.
We're trying to get him. Yeah, we were trying to get him on here too, man.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Greg was a beast. Like,
Greg was a beast. Yep.
You know, you had like Tyree Evans, Jesse Pellerosa, those guys that came after us. Sean Taggart. You know, Malik White who just won a Euro championship.
I saw that.
So I mean, the culture, bro. Like the culture, you can't change that, man. That's on his bloodline. Like,
man.
And you can only win with these schools. You only gonna win with the right type of people that fit that bloodline. You can go get talent, but it ain't got that bloodline in it.
Right.
Oh, you ain't gonna win. Like, and then like when I first went into Union, man, it was like, man, look at all these banners up here. Like, you just go in there and you just captivated. And I'm like, I got to put me some up. Like, it's no way I'm leaving here and not putting anything up. But like, my first summer, it was like Terry Davis, Ben Wallace, Charles Oakley, AJ English, Corey Alexander, Kendrick Warren, Junior Burroughs. I'm like, it's straight out war.
Oh, they all on campus? They all on campus?
Yo, we playing some of
them. We playing the leagues. Playing pro-ams and all that.
Pro-am, before the pro-am. No, we playing this. Then we play pro-am. Like,
wow.
Yo.
So you kind of knew that. You knew that culture then. You knew that culture. Yeah.
So like, that was me. Like, I'm a competitor. Like, I'm out here with these guys. I'm like, set the screen. Like, I'm telling NBA guys, like, set the screen. Like, let's go.
But see, Luke, that's what I'm saying. And this is what me and Wilby, we go back and forth because he represents 7-5. We don't get our props the way that we should either, man, with Richmond, man. Or what we put the players come in here. Because it's always highlighted by the legendary players that made it a little bit further or have more name recognition in the 7-5 than what we get here. But I'm like, y'all better start asking some more questions, man, because we got some people here too that may not have reached that level, but we ain't no pushovers neither.
But, you know, like for real though, you know, 7-5 type, man.
Yeah.
I played against a lot of guys, you know, the guys who played with Boo when I was playing AAU and stuff like that. We always, you know, back and forth. My man, my man Fisher, Marcus Fisher, like that, my man was nice. Like I remember coming down 804, 757 game. In the 2 games I played in, we undefeated. So I don't know about the other one.
Go ahead and say that, bro. Go ahead and say that.
That's gonna always be, man. It's gonna be a friendly, great rivalry, man.
Oh yeah,
always.
It's always, man. That's 64, just like.
Yeah, it's always gonna be like that.
But you know what happens down in 7-5, man? I have a hard time. Like, I don't know the guys that can really go just getting out of that space. Like, you know what I mean? I think we have more people escape into the Euro market and stuff like, you know, like I said, Malik White just won championship. Tyrese Rice out of the 804, like Boston College, LC Bird High School, like MVP of the Euro. Like, you know,
we talked about that too.
So many people out there right now that's in the like that's just getting paid and
they doing their thing silently.
You know what I mean?
You know,
so, 7-5 is either all or nothing.
I think that's
what I feel like sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's just it's either all. It's like you said, it's the top or nothing. It's like, they ain't make it. Like, wait a minute. Like you gotta be at the. Exactly. Be a Lawrence Taylor or a Bruce Smith to make it.
But it's a lot of them playing, though. It's a lot of them playing. But it's some names
for sure.
Never got the opportunity. Definitely good enough to go and get that bag. So
right.
Yeah.
Look, man, listen, bro. This was a pleasure of mine, man. Like I said, Larry, I talked to him, man. We were trying to get you on for a long time. It's a pleasure, bro. I ain't blowing no smoke, bro. It's an honor, man. I love this thing, man. Because like I said, I've been a fan of you since, like you talked about, before you went to overseas, bro. And I remember seeing you that senior year, man. I followed you out that whole year. And of course, we went to Union, bro. Like, I appreciate you hopping on with us, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think this was probably the most anticipated interview that
you man for. By far, bro.
You know,
seriously,
you know, it's like
Larry and I we talking real.
We named some guys, and I said, Luke is just a genuine guy. I said, man, we gonna get him on, but like, he was geeked. I'm like, I guess I wasn't geeked because I know you somewhat,
right?
And I
don't know you personally, so that's why I was geeked.
But he was like treating you like you would, like I ain't trying to be like put you down, like you joined, like. Man, we actually gonna get Luqman on this show, man. I got some questions to ask. We were saying this last week. He said, man, I can't wait. I got my questions.
I told him.
Man, he was waiting for you, Luke.
It's no disrespect to the other people we had on last week, but I can't wait for this.
It's all love.
I remember how, like I said, how that game hurt me, man. That buzzer beat. I was like, damn, bro. Yeah. I felt like I was on the bench with y'all, bro. Like, but you know, but again, you made it up.
I remember my brother being there, man, and just holding me up.
Because I remember the reason why it hit me is because, like I told you before, how Yusuf used to always talk about you, man, speak so highly of you, and you come in and playing with us and just doing work, bro. Like, you know, you hitting college guys up with crosses and hitting jumpers, and I felt like you were part of us. You know what I mean? So I was rooting for you because I knew your brother and stuff. So, but you made up for the Union. Yeah, man, he did his thing, man. You doing your thing now, bro. And like I said, if it's a part 2 available, we love to have it, man, because you got so much insight, bro.
I would love to continue the conversation because I mean, there's so much stuff I haven't even.
I know, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man, because there's so many. We got to schedule that.
Different
elements.
Yes, sir. Man.
I'm we got to for that.
But look, man, look, again, man, it's a pleasure, bro, and I appreciate you, man. We're gonna get you back on, bro.
All right.
One of the nicest people you ever want to meet, and like
laid
I said,
back, humble.
Come in the stands after the game, after the finish playing, and just dap up everybody, even if he don't know you. And that's one reason why I respected you and admired you, man, because we seen each other face, but we don't know each other personally. We see each other, you always dap. And I said, man, you probably one of the most genuine people, but you know, that I know, not even players, just people.
Right.
Because you don't care like that.
You don't care like that.
But you know, like I just think I'm gonna say this. You know, as Black men, we need more of that.
Preach,
you know,
preach.
We can't be just grilling.
Preach, bro.
You know, as soon as somebody come in, you don't know. Like, speak, say what's up. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's important. That's something that we need to heal our community.
Preach,
yes,
like, because I mean, it's just too much, man. We already dealing with enough being Black and driving while Black and shopping while Black,
man,
and,
all that
you know
stuff,
what I mean,
bro.
Living while Black, like how we got
everything, breathing while Black too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you know, truthfully, man, we have to start healing each other, and that's just something I do because it helps me, you know, just kind of, you know, pass it forward. Like if I do that for you, you may do it for somebody else, and I mean, it's small, but every ripple starts small. Next thing you know,
that's how it go, man.
The wave is coming. So
yeah, man. And man, real quick, man,
therapy.
give some information about your, you know, you got a website, a number that everybody can get in touch with you.
So my website is basketballandlife.com. So www.basketballandlife.com. I'm on Instagram at allballu. But if they just go to the website, they'll see my Instagram. They'll find my Twitter. Find me on Facebook as well. And you know, it's just information about the training, a little bit of information about me. I have some videos up there, some drills and stuff. So if they got kids that play, they can kind of look at the drills and, you know, go through some of this stuff. So yeah, man, always looking forward to some fresh meat.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And one last question. I swear it'll be one last question before we get in schedule.
Okay.
I know you do a lot of training up at Ben Wallace. How did you feel when he got that call?
Oh, good question. Man? Good question.
We had to ask Danielle that last week, man. We want to ask you that. I know you're very close with Ben.
Yeah. So I texted Ben a couple of weeks ago after everything. I kind of, you know, first get information like that and you go in the hall, you know, everybody call and text. So I gave it a few days, and it's really a win for the small guys.
Yes, sir.
When I say small guys, you know, you know, being undrafted, coming in and just putting your head down and just working hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when Ben started, he just wanted to make it to the NBA. He wasn't thinking about the Hall of Fame. You know, he just wanted to be a hell of a rebounder, a hell of a shot blocker, a hell of a defender. He wasn't thinking about the Hall of Fame. And I just told him, man, his impact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, people can follow that. Like that can get you in the hall. You don't have to have 25 and 8, 25 and 9. Like you can go out here and be a 4-time defensive player of the year, you know, all NBA, you know, 3 or 4 years, lead the league in rebounds, steals and blocks. Like that's impact. Like you can win championships, which they did win championships with that type of impact.
Right.
The guards, Shaq, guard Tim Duncan, the guard Kate. Like, he guarded Hall of Famers.
He guarded Hall of
He
Famers.
didn't get this off of just guarding scrubs.
Thank you.
He wasn't squeezing the life out of scrubs. Like, these was bona fide, legit.
Yeah, he was doing. Yeah, he
bigs.
was. Yeah,
and look,
for sure.
These are like real bigs. We don't have real bigs now.
No, this is back when he was, like you said. You named some dogs. Tim Duncan, Shaq, all that. He was guarding all them dudes.
You know, and then switching out guarding the wings. So
yeah,
like,
all them dudes, man.
Preaching the gospel.
I'm telling you, I was more happy because, you know, that's the type of player I am.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I'm a little guy. When I say a little guy, I want to do a little bit of everything. I want to be impactful.
Right.
On, you know, and you know, just win, you know, based off my impact. So you know, him going in the hall, I felt like I'm going
everybody
in the
hall.
Right,
for sure.
Right.
You know what
That's
I mean?
What it means to a lot of people. Yeah.
Everybody thinks, you know, Kobe, MJ, you know, when you look at the Hall of Fame, it's like all these phenomenal top 100. Yeah. You know, Ben might not even be top 100 player in the NBA history, but he's in the Hall of Fame. Wow.
That's right.
Right.
Impact.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And that sets a precedent for people that comes behind him. You know, a Draymond can get in there now with with the triple single.
Right.
Like Barkley say, he average a triple single. And so yeah, man. So like just other players like that, you know what I mean, that commit to that, you know what I mean, that having that type of impact where it's just not scoring the basketball, you know what I mean, but you're feared for what you do. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it caused you to win, man. So like me, I told Ben, I said, man, I can't even get into the Union Hall of Fame.
No, what I say earlier today? What I say, Larry? I said, man, why? I'm reading all this. Look, I'm reading all this stuff off. Why he ain't in that? Come on, Union. Y'all gotta do better.
Listen. What I said, if Danielle Hogger got in,
yes, we had her on too.
Player, we had her in.
Thank you. My man was a 3,
and she deserved it, man.
She did. But hold on, one second before we go. He was a 3-year starter. He won a national championship, 2-time all-conference. He was first of all, he should get in because he was a 2-time all-CIAA scholar athlete. Right. He's still the all-time leader in assists and steals, scored over 1,000 points. That deserves to be in the Union Hall of Fame, bro. And he coached there. And man, come on, like stop playing with you, Union. Stop playing. Lombardi Street, stop playing. It was
defensive player of the year too, man. In CIAA.
No, hold on. He led the nation. He led the nation in steals, man.
I was defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. Come on, bro. Stop playing,
bro.
I must be the only guard to win that one.
Look, he keeps talking. He keeps. Come on, bro.
Like I told y'all though, I never did it for that.
No, but when I ask you every time to reflect, when I read that stuff off, you start thinking like, oh, hold on, I did do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you going. It ain't
you're gonna be in there. You
will be in. Trust me.
So
I definitely have a career worthy of it, but you know.
Yes, you do. You'll be in there soon,
we know it ain't up to you, but trust me, we ain't saying that to be.
I'm about to send some emails to the SID or something up in that joint. For real.
No, Luke,
you deserve to be up in there, man.
Because you made defense. You made people playing defense. Made people proud to play.
Thank you.
I used to always tell my son, "Hey, man,
watch
go
him.
out here play."
Watch him.
And you know we used to come to Summer Leagues all the time.
Hey, Summer League was legit, man. That was legit.
Especially my son played at Reed. Coach playing with Soup.
Okay.
You know how it goes.
Man.
Shout out to Soup.
Shout out to Soup.
Southside legend, man. That's my man right there.
Yes, sir.
Man. But look, man, we're gonna run here, bro. But like I said, we're gonna have a part 2, man. But listen, man, this was a pleasure, bro, and I really appreciate you, man. Seriously, man, taking your time for us, man.
I got some big announcements coming up, so hopefully after that stuff come through, we'll get back on so I can share.
Hey, look, he ain't won national Ballin VA, but he gonna do it next time, bro. Next time he gonna announce the show. It's all
I have
good.
A few announcements for y'all next time.
Okay. We'll definitely have you on soon, then, man. We appreciate you, Luke, man. Thank you so much, bro.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man. All right.
Yes, sir.